Kart!
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has had many successes and many failures when it comes to its tracks. You got some successes like Koopa Cape, Rainbow Road for the 3DS, and plenty of more. But there's also been some failures like SNES, Mario Circuit 3, Toad Circuit, and definitely plenty more. However, people don't talk about the fact that there's plenty of courses that definitely missed out on the Booster Course Pass that could have been added, but they decided to add something else instead. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. We are going to go through tracks that, at least I believe, should have been on the Booster Course Pass, or should have at least had a remake in some form. Now, obviously, some of these have had remakes before. I just mean, like, a newer version of these remakes, just to clear that up. How we're going to do this is I'm going to go by each game, go through each game, and go through the few courses that I've selected on them, or maybe less. You'll see. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I would very much appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, now the first game we're going to go over is Super Mario Kart. Now, the amount of tracks I'm picking for this? 0. Yeah, guys, come on, let's be for real. It's Super Mario Kart. Who likes Super Mario Kart? If you like Super Mario Kart, you're a loser. What is wrong with you? You guys got problems, alright? I don't like Super Mario Kart. There should be no tracks in this game that should go, and I'm not picking one. I'm not picking one. Okay, so the next game we're going to be going over is Mario Kart 64. And just to let you guys know that, no, I did not pick 0 courses for this one. Also, the rest of them I did not pick 0 courses. I picked 4 for Mario Kart 64. The reason why I picked 4 is because there's a lot of old tracks that don't have as much excitement to them because of how old the system is, so I thought Mario Kart 8 could do some good things to them. Plus, I feel like the Booster Course Pass didn't bring out a lot of them. So, here are the 4 courses I chose for Mario Kart 64. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I love Koopa Troopa Beach on the N64. One of my favorite courses on this game, and I feel like it wouldn't have been right if I did not add this course. I love the beach theme of this course. It is one of my favorites compared to most others, and probably one of my favorite Koopa tracks, obviously besides Koopa Cape. This track I think absolutely deserves it. It's like a top 3 for Mario Kart 64. There's a lot of cool things you could do. There's the cool shortcut. You could do underwater effects with the ocean. There's a lot of cool things that could be done, and I could see a lot of hope that could have been thrown to this track. The next track I'm going to add is the undeniable Wario Stadium. Most people know this track as the only track in Mario Kart 64 that's never been remade, and that's honestly the main reason why I added this course. Am I a huge fan of this course? Not really, but I could see Mario Kart 8 Deluxe doing a lot with this course, and unfortunately, I don't think they are going to actually ever bring this course nor Koopa Troopa Beach in it. But it would have been really cool to have the final return of Wario Stadium be on the Booster Course Pass, the final wave. It would have been really cool. It is unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not one of the top tracks in Mario Kart 64, so I don't think most people are caring that much. Also, because Waluigi Stadium was added to the game, and there's already Wario Stadium from the DS. So, not fully making sense, but I think just having the lure of this track has never been remade before would have been really cool to remake. Now, many people don't talk about this track, but in my opinion, this is one of the most underrated Bowser Castles. Especially from a game this old, they made this course look really cool, especially with the old graphics. I think a remake with this track would have been really cool. They did it on the Wii before. I think it could have been done again, honestly. What would they add new? They could have added some anti-gravity. They could have done something. I think the thwomps would have been really cool, the bridge. You know, a lot of things with this track, especially with a modern theme. I don't know, I just feel like it would be really cool if we saw this Bowser Castle in a remake. So, I'm putting Bowser Castle in here. Is there a lot of reason? Not entirely. I just think this course is really cool, and I think it deserved to be remade. final course I'm going to be adding from the N64 is DK Jungle Parkway. Another very underrated course that is not talked about a lot. DK Jungle Parkway was very cool, especially for the time. It very well fit DK, and I think it absolutely deserved a lot more. I think they could have done a lot with this track. There's a few ideas that can come to mind. I think they could have done some underwater things. You know, the drawbridge right when you have to go across the cave. They could have done a lot there. They could have also done a glider on the gliding part. They could have done some stuff with the boat. I think there was a lot of cool ideas that could have gone with this. They could have done an alternative path as well. That's just some thoughts that could be made there. But DK Jungle Parkway does deserve a remake, and it was on the Wii before. It was on the Wii, but the Wii is not known for making that crazy new of remakes. So I would have loved to see a new remake for this. Alright, the next game we're going to be talking about is Mario Kart Super Circuit. Yes. Now how many courses do I have for this? 2 tracks. Yeah, there's not many tracks for Mario Kart Super Circuit I had in mind. They did a really good job in the booster course pass with these, so I didn't put many, but I did have 2 in mind that I thought did deserve to be in it or have a remake. So here they are. Alright, so the first course I'm going to choose from Super Circuit is going to be Yoshi Desert. Now, I picked this in the Wave 6 predictions, and I'm bringing it back. The reason why, I just think it's an underrated desert track. It's from the GBA, so it's not known to be very great, but you know Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they can make a hit or miss on the GBA courses, and I think with Yoshi Desert, I think there's some potential there. They can absolutely do something with it. I think that they would do great success with it. Now I know Sunset Wilds is already in there, so I doubt that it will be, but I think it would have been a good addition, or a good remake at least. Yoshi Desert, a good track in my opinion, not the best one, but I think it could be very much upgraded in a booster course pass, or even a new game. So yeah, I'm going to pick Yoshi Desert. Alright, and the final track I'm going to pick for the booster course pass to be in from Super Circuit is Bowser Castle 3. Now, as you guys know, I did not pick Bowser Castle 3 in my Wave 6 predictions, and a lot of you people did not like that prediction, but Bowser Castle 3 does kind of deserve to be in it. I didn't have a lot of choices from Super Circuit, but I picked Bowser Castle 3 for the sake of it was a good track on the Wii, and I think if they did some stuff with it on the Booster Course Pass, it would have been really cool. Not as many to choose from the GBA because they did a really good job with it, so there wasn't a lot of predictions. But I do like Bowser Castle 3. It's my favorite between all the Bowser Castles in this game. So yeah, I predicted this one. Alrighty, so the next game we gotta go over is my favorite, Mario Kart Double Dash. One of my favorite games of all time, probably my favorite Mario Kart, not including the Booster Course Pass. We have 3 tracks picked out of here. There was not a lot, mainly for the reason of there was already a good amount that were remade on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just like the original game itself. So I only picked 3 tracks, and yeah, here they are. Alright, my first selection for Double Dash is actually a very underrated stage. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do like it in some senses, and that is Mushroom Bridge. Now, as you know, I'm not a big fan of Mushroom City, but Mushroom Bridge definitely gets much more of a pass. I love the bridge, I love the shortcuts, and the traffic's just definitely a lot better. The theme is better. I think this would have been a really cool track to bring back. As you know, the DS remake got rid of the bridge, and I think if Deluxe had it, they could have done a lot with the bridge. They could have added a glider at the end, they could have done a lot of things. They could have done a lot more with the cars. They could have done cool things with the shortcuts, because there is a good amount of shortcuts in this track. It's a very unique track. Not a lot of tracks are like this, especially traffic tracks. So I think it would have been a good addition to the Booster Course Pass. Now, the second track I'm going to be adding is DK Mountain. Now, I've already put this in my Wave 6 predictions. I feel like it's going to happen, but this is before Wave 6 comes out, so just to let you guys know that if you're watching afterwards. But yes, DK Mountain definitely deserves it. It is one of the best tracks in Double Dash. It deserves a lot, especially. This was a very unique track made, especially at the time. And even now, it's still a really cool track. There's a lot of cool things about it. Going down that hill, making those sharp turns, going through the cannon. This is actually the track that introduced the cannon. And as well as this crazy drawbridge. So I would absolutely love to see this track back. It is a very good track, so I don't doubt that they would add it in Wave 6. But if they don't, Nintendo, what are you doing? Add this track in, please. Alright, and the final track I want to add to Double Dash is my favorite course from Double Dash itself, Wario Coliseum. Now, I know this is not going to be added because Waluigi Stadium is already in there, and I don't blame them. Why would they add both? But Wario Coliseum is a very unique track. Very, very unique. First of all, the Coliseum feeling is really cool. The sharp turns, the crazy jump at the end. Just insane stuff, and you never know when you're going to fall. As well as this track is 2 laps. The only track in Double Dash that does 2 laps. Actually, in Mario Kart. So, this track definitely would be a really cool addition. It's never been remade before. So, the shock value of, especially a Wario track, would be really cool. And yeah, that's why I want to add it to the Booster Course Pass. Alright, the next game we're going to be adding to this is Mario Kart DS. Now, Mario Kart DS is known for a lot of cool tracks and a lot of pretty poopy tracks. So, for this one, I got 3 tracks actually. There is a lot of good tracks in this game, and I think definitely deserve to be added. They didn't do a whole lot with DS, I feel like, in this, besides, I guess, Waluigi Pinball. So, you know, I would love to see some. And so, yeah, here are my predictions. Now, the first track I'm going to be adding is Luigi's Mansion. Now, I did actually predict this for Wave 4. I thought it would be a cool track. Unfortunately, they didn't actually do it. I still think they should add it. Now, I don't think it's going to be in Wave 6, but I think it would be a really cool addition if they did. Luigi's Mansion's a really cool track. It went off base the GameCube game, and they did a really good job, especially for a DS port. You know, it's a really cool track, and I would love to see it. I love the spooky feature of it, and especially how deluxe is nowadays, it can make this track look very pretty, because there is some factors in this, like the mud, that look pretty off. So, you know, I think it would be pretty cool. Yeah, so my first track is going to be Luigi's Mansion. Alright, the second track I'm going to be adding is Airship Fortress. Now, I did predict this in the Wave 6, and I do still hope that this track does get brought in. Why? It's Airship Fortress. There's so many cool things about it. First off, they went off base the airship theme in Super Mario Bros. 3. They did a really good job. They had the bullet bills coming in at you. They got the multi-moles. They have the inside of the ship, I would say. And then the cannon into the tower. Like, dude, this track just was so cool, especially with the song. Dude, imagine that remake song of Airship Fortress. It would be so cool. I would hope they add it to Wave 6. I can't guarantee it though. But yeah, this is definitely a track they should add. 100%. Alright, and the final track from Mario Kart DS will be Delfino Square, or Delfino Square, whatever you guys call it. This was a very, like, underrated pick for me. This was my second choice for Wave 6. It's a really good track. I can't lie. It's a really good track. They added it to the Wii, and it was cool. But, dude, imagine the graphics of Delfino Square on this track. Dude, it would be so good. So cool. Honestly. I love this track. I know it's a very tight city theme, but, like, come on. It's so good. The drawbridge, how much you could do with that. There's the tight areas. There's the shortcut between the water. I don't know what it would be. So, yeah, absolutely this track should be added. I don't think it will, but I think it would be a really good addition. Alright, the next game we're going to be going over is Mario Kart Wii. Now, this is my homegrown game. This is the first one I played. I'm a Wii boy, obviously. There's a lot of tracks I love from this. And I actually have 3 tracks. Now, I know that's a surprise because there's been 6 tracks from the Wii that's been added. But Mario Kart Wii has so many good tracks that it's just hard to not add some. So, I have 3 on my list that I think would be really cool. And at least would have made sense. So, yeah. The first track we have is Toad's Factory, one of the most underrated tracks in Mario Kart history. If you play Mario Kart Wii, you know how good this track is. I have no clue why they did not ever add this track. I would have loved it. It's a very good track, and it gets underappreciated because of how many good tracks are in Mario Kart Wii. Obviously, you got Coconut Mall, Koopa Cape, Maple Tree Way, plenty of them. But Toad's Factory always gets thrown under the shade, and I don't know why. It's a good track. It's got a lot of cool things about it. And I don't know why it's Toad themed, but you know, I don't care. This track is good. And I think it should have absolutely been added to the Booster Course Pass. There's a lot of good things about this track. So yeah, I want to add this into it, but it's probably not going to happen. But it would be cool. Alright, the second track I'm going to be adding is Dry Dry Ruins. Now, I don't doubt that this track will be in, but there is one track I would pick over this to go in it. Dry Dry Ruins is one of the best desert tracks in Mario Kart history. Now, that's not a lot saying because desert tracks suck, but Dry Dry Ruins kind of turns that around, and with the normal desert theme still, they bring in a little pyramid that you go inside, there's sand falling down, and you got to get out, and lap by lap, the sand goes up. There's a lot of crazy things about it. Obviously, the Yoshi Sphinx there too. That would be really cool. Now, I did put Yoshi Desert, and I do like Yoshi Desert, but Dry Dry Ruins would be a much better add. This is one of the best desert tracks in Mario Kart history, so I think it should be added, honestly. Speaking of that one track, the one track I do think they are going to add is Wii Rainbow Road. It makes a lot of sense. It's on tour already. It's Rainbow Road to be the final track at the last wave, I'm sorry. Rainbow Road on the Wii is the most difficult Rainbow Road in Mario Kart history. Play that game and play the course, and tell me that isn't the hardest track you've ever played. It is personally so hard. But it's so beautiful too. Now 3DS obviously I do think is the better Rainbow Road. However, Wii Rainbow Road is the better known Rainbow Road, and it's a very beautiful Rainbow Road. There's a lot to it, and I think it absolutely deserves to be the final Rainbow Road in the Booster Course Pass. Alrighty, now the final game we're going to be adding is Mario Kart 7. Now, yes, I know Mario Kart 7's in this. Not a lot to say with Mario Kart 7. I only predicted one track. There's a few that I thought could be in there, but there was only one to me that I was like, yeah, this is definitely a track that should be added to the Booster Course Pass. And it's a good track, too. Yeah. And that one track will be Shy Guy Bazaar. Now, I know you're wondering, wait, where are the Woohoo tracks? The reason why I didn't add those was because I do like them. However, they are a very basic, long, one full race kind of track, where Shy Guy Bazaar just has its own uniqueness to it. I know it's another desert track, and I know they're probably not going to add it into the game, but it's a very underappreciated track. There's a lot of cool things about it. It introduces the glide in. It ends the Mushroom Cup on the 3DS very well. There's a lot of cool and crazy sharp turns. There's a lot of just cool little things they add to this track, and I think they could do a lot more on it on the Booster Course Pass. Do I think we'll be in it? No, but it would be a good add. Mario Kart 7 is not one of my favorite games, so this track being here shows how good it is. And there they are, guys. Those are my predictions. Now, there's a lot of predictions. I didn't want to put too many tracks, so if there is some of your favorites not in here, it's probably for that reason. I just picked the ones that, if you thought of it before the game came out, it made sense. Obviously, they're not all going to be in it. I just thought they would be cool. I thought it'd be cool to just throw out some ideas that I would have liked to see from the other games. So, yeah. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Comment down below. Let me know. I know we're going to have a lot of disagreements. There's going to be a lot of tracks that you guys are saying, and they might be reasonable. I don't blame you. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't subscribed to already, I would really much appreciate it. I've been working on this channel for a while, and I love making these Mario Kart videos and just kind of stating my opinion. I like just throwing out my opinion out there, whether it's good or bad. It don't matter. I like doing them. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and goodbye.